Okay, let's use the cosine law to find a length. So the question here is find length b in the below triangle. So the first step with this is to make sure we know the names of each side. So this has been given that this is vertex b, so this is length b, this is vertex a, so this is length a, this is vertex c, so this is length c. And what I recommend in this situation is to always first see what case you have. So I'm going to write down the case that I'm dealing with. So what's the case? What I mean by case is what information is given. So I'm going to go around the triangle and see what information I have. And I see that I'm given a side, an angle, and a side. So we call this a side angle side situation. And a side angle side situation is one in which we can apply the length formula for the cosine law. So I'm going to actually take a second and write out the cosine law to start here, because that's going to help me remember it. So using this, I know I want to solve for b squared. So I'm going to put a b squared here. So we know then we use the other two sides, so that's going to be a squared plus c squared minus 2ac, and it's always cos of the angle which corresponds to the side you're solving. So there is the version of the cosine law I want to use. Nice thing to remember here is that this length and this angle match up. Okay, so the next step, this really becomes a problem of substitution. So b squared is equal to a squared. Well, I know that a is 725, so that's 725 squared, plus c squared, which is 500. And I'm actually going to put this in brackets, just in case someone decides to get tricky and put an expression for one of the lengths of sides. Will help me expand it properly. 2 times a, which is 725, times c, which is 500, times cos of 30 degrees. So now I simply get my calculator and plug it in. And what I want everyone to do that's watching this video is to pause it and see if they can plug this entire line into their calculator correctly. So can you pause the video now and do that? Alright, you should have paused the video, and the answer that you should get when you plug into your calculator is b squared is approximately equal to 147,756.58. That is what you should have gotten. Again, you could have taken it to more decimal places. So therefore, b is approximately equal to the square root of 147,756.58. And we're just going to continue our work up here. So b is approximately equal to 384.4 meters. And now we've successfully solved that unknown length by applying the cosine law. Again, a big idea is to take away from this is whenever you get a non-right triangle, look at the situation that you have. What case are you dealing with? And in this case, we see we have a side angle side situation. And if I have a side angle side situation, that means that I can apply the length form of the cosine law. Also with this question, make sure you're comfortable subbing in this long expression here directly into your calculator to get that value. We really want to avoid getting in the habit of calculating the first two and then writing it down, then calculating these two and writing it down. Though sometimes if you're having trouble, that is a useful technique. We want to develop confidence in using our tools such that we can do the minimum amount of copying to avoid decimal error. Okay, I hope that helped.